Right, we're back. PSGL, this is Suzuka, the Japanese Grand Prix, and I believe this is round 9, so we are very much approaching the end of the season. The calendar is now on screen. We only have a handful of rounds to go, and we are heading into this one on the back foot. Spoiler warning ahead. I'm going to leave the previous video on screen, the previous episode on screen, to go see what happened, guys. The Circuit of the Americas, it was a dirty air fest. That's all I'm going to say. Go check it out. But yeah, you've seen the calendar, you've seen the previous episode. Now we're going to jump into some spoilers, and we're going to talk about the championship heading into this one. So, last time out, because of the last round and the one before that in Qatar, we've lost the championship lead. We've had a couple of shaky rounds, so now we are truly under pressure to get a result. We need a result, big time, in this one. It's a track that I love, and I hope I can do well. So, let's get straight into it. Starting out with qualifying, we have rain in the race, by the way, a dry to wet race forecast. So let's see what happens. Like, subscribe, it massively helps out the content. Comment down below your thoughts, and let's get to it. Let's begin with qualifying. I'm feeling okay. I've done a bit more practice in the last couple of rounds, so I'm hoping to be sharper, but I have made a last minute setup adjustment. I've gone a bit more lower downforce, so just having a few stability issues through the S's, but I think if I can get it together, I should be fairly quick. I'm feeling confident. So let's see if that prediction comes true. We jump into qualifying, beginning with our first banker lap, a track which really takes some finesse, I find, in this game, especially the S section. Like, you can almost, I think, take the S's entirely flat most of the time, but you have to really coordinate your curb running and potentially gearing as well. Definitely no braking, that's for sure. You might take a few lifts for rotation purposes, but yeah, generally speaking, it's a really fun but challenging track. Now we go purple in sector 1 straight away, and that is what we fuel for 2 laps. Just hit the curb at the wrong angle there. Supposedly purple first sector, but we'll see how legit that is. So small little error, we went again, I had fuel for another lap. We were just a fraction slower second time around, but very, very small margins. Now then, heading into uncharted territory, as we don't know, because the delta now isn't accurate anymore, as we backed off, of course, last time with that invalidation. Pretty decent hairpin, fairly tidy. Now heading up towards Spoon Curve, trying to open it up by just driving onto the green tarmac and then try to get the run through nicely within track limits there as we now head out the corner.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
We clear the traffic, and also we're going to get a clear run now down towards 130. Are using the majority of the battery as we approach the final chicane, the Casio triangle, cutting over the curbs first and second. Now trying to get the exit as we head to the line. Bit of rear sliding there. Not bad, I'll take that. Not bad. So it's a decent banker, more time in it for sure. 3/10 off, first sector's there, middle is a tenth and a bit down, last is also a tenth and a half down. Last sector probably is the weakest, which is the chicane. So potential also battery management. So yeah, need to work in sector 3 a little bit. So we know what the targets are. Let's see if we can deliver. Sector 3 is mainly because my battery deployment wasn't that great. So we're going to try and economize a little bit more throughout the lap so that we have more available at the end for sector 3. And also just do a better job on the chicane exit. Now we begin already a 10th up out of turn 2. So a really good start. Now heading into the second part of the S's, we're going to head uphill through that left-hander, just having a bit of oversteer at Dunlop as we now go into the Degners. Purple sector 1 again as we head to Degner 2, trying to make sure we get a really nice exit up towards the hairpin for this one. Really important to straight line brake and then try and turn and use the camber. Keep the speed up, a little bit of throttle on at all times on the exit. Braked way too early into the hairpin, being a bit too safe potentially as we head up towards Spoon Curve. And yeah, through here we're just going to try and keep it together. You can really commit into the first part and carry speed. Oh, you bastard. No. Just got some wash. That's a shame. I'll finish anyway just to see what the lap would have been, just to get an idea of what we're looking at. Just a little bit of understeer through Spoon, a little bit too much speed carried in. We're going to finish this just to get a reference and an idea of what it would have been. Oh my god. Oh, whatever. Whatever. We actually ended up messing up the end of the lap and didn't do either. Anyway, a minute to go. we're currently P8 and we need a lap. We need about 4 to 5 tenths to fight for pole, and that is going to require a strong lap, a personal best for me personally. So, lap underway, using down to about 65% on the main straight, trying to carry speed, which is really important for this track through 1 and 2. Into the S's, trying to just tap these curbs whenever they're ideal. These kind of later ones are not really your friends, so you kind of want to stay away from using them. Really good first sector, sort of matching what we did before when we were purple on that previous run. We were just a fraction down at the split, but it was more or less the same. Through the Degners, we're still more or less matching what we did before, but now into the hairpin. Last time I said I braked a bit too early. This time we go way later and we do run a bit deep, but we get a really good exit as a result. So now we are up compared to that previous lap attempt. We've got a bit of traffic as the checker flag drops. As we now head into Spoon, we keep it well within track limits this time and keep it nice and tidy, and we find some time, and we are just under north of 4 seconds up on this one. Second sector split, we're currently up by a decent amount, but we're currently dropping to P11, so it's all going to come down to this final chicane. Spezzy goes quickest, 1:26.0. Out the chicane we go, good exit, good traction, up to the line. Is it enough to fight for pole? Oh mate, it's right there. Shit. I thought I was quick on my last run. No? Yeah, I was. Those 12 milliseconds would have given us P2. Now, a super close qualifying between the top 4, and yeah, a really fun session. We delivered a really good lap at the end there, and yeah, we almost got P2. Spezzy though, P1 gets the job done, and of course he's one of our championship rivals. So yeah, generally speaking, not a bad session. Better than the last 2 rounds at Kota and Qatar. So a real step forward, and the good thing is that we're now hopefully going to fight for a win. At least a podium anyway, because we're right up the sharp end rather than starting, you know, in the mid-pack, which has been our undoing in the last few rounds, hence why we've lost a championship lead. So yeah, I mentioned it before guys, in the intro, we have some rain forecast, so let's see exactly what's in store for this race. Oh, we've got rain. Are we going hard to the rain? Is that the play? I won't underfuel because I don't know how much fuel you save in the rain in this game. I don't really have that much league racing knowledge in the wet conditions. I'll trust my hard pace. I'm going to trust my hard tire pace. Hopefully the rain doesn't come too soon. I've got the correct setup on, so let's get to it. Here we go then. Lights on at Suzuka. Like the video guys, subscribe if you're going to enjoy, and we are off, and it's a really good start. Excellent start. We get the jump on Kai down towards turn 1. We are going to try and commit to this inside line. Gibson, Spezzy, side by side, and we were given the squeeze to the Red Bull there a little bit through turn 2 as they line up. Okay, now we readapt heavy car, hard tyres, and this is now going to be the critical, you know, adapting phase, but at the same time we want to keep pressuring and strike while the iron's hot before people settle into their race rhythm. Now is a good time to pass. We've already got Kai, and now we're all over the back of Spezzy here in the Red Bull as Will settles into race leader pace. Everyone opting for hard tyres, of course, with that rain potentially arriving later on, so we'll see how that all kind of trickles down. In the meantime, you can see really close and using now a lot of battery here to see if I can try and put some pressure on Spezzy to put a move on Will and just kind of keep the tension high and keep the pressure on the cars ahead at this point. Oh, that dirty air's not nice. Nearly got a warning there, that was close. Right, wing test. Let's see. What are the wings looking like? Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good indeed. Spezzy flashing. Might have run out of deployment. Either way, we're challenging here, but we're going to get cornered into the chicane. So we brake early to set up a better exit, a bit more of a switchback, a bit of contact someone. The guy behind me nearly driving to the back of me. Is it Kai?
Okay, DRS is now available.
Not too sure who that was, but no contact with us, at least to my knowledge. Just, yeah, someone, I think, taking a shortcut through the chicane as we try to get past again. Trying to get these moves done. The sooner we do that, the better. And we're just going to keep the pressure up, really. Simple as that. Into the hairpin now, onto lap 2. Both these guys running wide. We get way more grip down under, avoiding the dirty air from in front. I feel like I've got a lot of pace right now. Alright, the guy on the mediums might try and get me here. I'll make him wait until 130 out. Okay, that's brave. I didn't think he'd go for it there. That was a very late commitment to a move. He went for that so late into 130-yard line. I didn't think he was going to go for it. I thought he'd just stay in line. But then just committed to it out of nowhere when I was going to make the corner.
Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now.
It's all in this Ferrari to start making the moves. He's got the mediums on. Always seems like they're willing
Green flag.
to make moves on me, but then won't make any more moves after that. Yeah, definitely not ideal as we concede to Kane Barnett in the Ferrari. So yeah, we go. I've got the pace though, I feel like. Onwards and upwards. We're going to have to play the long game here. We've got Menno de Bever, championship leader in P6 on medium. So we'll see if he also works his way up on that compound. For now though, goodbye. Rip. Thank you. We get a freebie, mistake from the Ferrari. We go straight back through and into P3. Right, let's get back to it. Interestingly, Menno did not get through, so Kane has managed to hold on to P5. So we now got Neok behind. We're in a bit of a Sauber sandwich. Spezzi back in front, and I'm now going to try and pressure Will. Now, I believe Will was actually trying to tyre save throughout this stint, and basically trying to make his hard tyres last until the rain. That was his strategy in terms of his, pace plan, push plan. I was going all out. I feel like I had really good pace, and potentially if I could get to the front here, I could try and get away. Now you can see here we're using everything, but we just lack a little bit heading towards turn 1 as we go for a personal best on that lap. Still keeping the pressure up though, and basically not giving Will really a moment's rest. I'm trying to make him uncomfortable here. I've got pace, I feel like. I want to try and make the most of it and try and move up. And that's exactly what we're going to try once more. We've got Neok behind, but he's actually being quite passive at the moment, so he's not much of a threat. So we're going to try again here. We've got the run, this time on Will to the outside. Just enough room given, but not enough momentum to swing a move around the outside. We get a lovely exit again out of turn 2, but we throw the dummy with no real intent. Will now feeling the pressure, opts to make a move on Spezzi to basically get in front and put a car between us. And actually the timing of the move is going to mean that Spezzi doesn't have DRS, but Will does actually have it. Spezzi has no battery or DRS. That's going to leave him vulnerable as we get a huge run and we just get into that little gap and go through and move into P2. So now we've got a real shot at P1. Now we're primed. So let's see, heading on to the end of that lap now. Still no word on the rain as we are going to head into this chicane. We're in a little bit deep. We get a nice little cut back exit though. Not my finest chicane. Not ideal. Either way, on the battery, DRS, we should be able to get this one done. Will stays on the line, so we go to the inside and move up into P1. So there we go. After 9 laps, we go from P4 to first place. And I'm going to push the pace here. I'm going to try and rip this race open. We're all stuck in a train, the entire field bar one car at the back. So I got to work right away. I'm not tyre saving, I'm pushing flat out, and I'm just going to try and rip this race apart. I feel like I've got pace, I feel confident, and you can see already just in the S section we've pushed that gap to 3/4 of a second, now 8 tenths and almost 9 tenths now. So we are really pushing it. Not the best exit out of Degner 2 into the hairpin. We just locked the left front, run a bit deep, and that is going to cost us a couple of tenths. Not my finest hairpin.
Okay, we're boxing this lap. Give us the best in lap you can.
We did go purple on that lap, even with a mistake, and I'm trying to keep pushing this pace. We've got a yellow further back, but now the field is starting to spread just a little bit, and gaps are beginning to form. Easy does it. Elastic has snapped to P4 and P5, so that's good. At the moment you can see Gibson, Spezzi, Neok are the only ones that can keep the pace. Kane has dropped in the Ferrari and everybody else behind. So this pace is good. This race is opening up now. Maybe this time. I've got some battery saved. Maybe this is the one. 52 left front, to be fair. Still okay though. Now my mentality, hence why I was saying maybe this is the one, is because every lap I was trying to drop Will. I really believed I could drop these guys, and once I break away, I think I'm gone. I think I've got the pace. Every time I've got half a chance, I keep making mistakes. That hairpin exit is going to cost me, man. Nearly had it. And every lap, I just kept trying, and the gap was climbing, then it was kind of coming back down. We had to take a few recharge laps as well in between, but it was moving. But look at the gap to P5. We've really opened up this race now, and we've made it basically a 4-horse race for the win, which is pretty decent. Not like we're pitting, we're waiting for rain.
5 minutes until rainfall expected, 5 minutes until rain. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
This is going to be marginal for tyre wear and making it onto the inters. I mean, what if it like barely rains and it's like very light? Do you know what I mean? So we're about to find out, because we're going to enter that weather transition briefly. You can see in the bottom right, my tyre wear icon is on, and yeah, we are ramping up now with tyre wear. We have got a gap of 9/10 to Will here, but through Spoon he gains. Will's very good through Spoon, man, really good. He hangs on quite well. Starts saving the tyres when they keep pushing it. I should have thought of that earlier. So at this point, we just try and commit to this really. And yeah, basically that, I didn't really realise we needed a tyre save, so I should have done that earlier. At this point, I was going all in, hoping I can get the gap. And this time we have got the gap. It's a second out of Degner 2. Heading through the hairpin, we are going to keep that gap over a second. And we've got a bit of battery left here, so we might just have a break. Nearly got it. He looks like he's going to have to burn to get back in. And yeah, this is going to make Will a bit uncomfortable. He's going to have to push and burn to stay close. Through Spoon we go. All looks pretty tidy on my end, but the gap comes down. He's so good through Spoon.
Okay, we don't think we're far away from rain now. I'll keep you updated as conditions change. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now.
Right, it's raining. So I think we're going to be okay. Oh wow. I didn't feel good. Famous last words. I thought I'm going to be okay, and suddenly we lock up, and that is going to put Will onto us. I did not feel good. Not a good timing. Not a good timing. Here he goes to the outside. I'm going to try and fight this one into turn 2. Also, Spez is getting involved. Going around the outside here, but we just hang on. Not ideal. I want to try and go one more lap. It's risky, but I don't think it's inters yet. We were going to box on P1, but that error has cost us, so I'm going to try and go again. I think it's important to not confuse tyre wear for track slip, and that's the critical element here. I don't think the track is actually wet enough yet. It could be this lap though, but it still feels like dries.
Take care, our data's indicating high levels of tyre wear at this stage.
But at this point, we're just hoping we don't puncture. If we don't puncture, this is the right call, I think. And that's the first time I'd say there. It feels like it's intermediates right there at Spoon. I don't want to concede a position now to Neok. I should have the battery to defend this, just about. So another small error. The track now is sort of leading towards inters. We used everything to defend from Neok behind. Easy on the brakes. Easy on the brakes. We didn't puncture. That's the main thing. No brake marker board. Ooh, that was close. Spezzy's left the session. Oh my god. It's all coming up Tom 97 today. Penalty for Will. Lovely stuff. Right, come on then. Right. Let's see. We are going to be behind these two.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Actually, no, it worked out okay. I suppose he rejoins. We need to pass Will because he might be able to still get his penalty removed. We don't want to just wait for the race to finish like this. So we'll have hopefully a bit fresher tyres. That should make a difference. Hopefully my setup still works in the wet. This is the moment of truth. Spezzy looks pretty quick at the minute. And that seems to be the state of play right now. Spezzy the quickest out of the three. I'm still kind of adapting to these conditions. It looks a bit on the drier side of the intermediate phase. I do want to try and get Will and put him between us as an insurance policy. And yeah, Will's got a pen, but no guarantees that it's legit. He may have got a double warning or something, so I still want to pass him on track and basically guarantee myself P1 on track. Only a handful of laps to go now. We started to put Spezzy on a gap. It was 1.2. Will struggling through turn 1, turn 2, and I started to feel at this point I had more pace. Oh my god, the dirt, yeah, there, my days. Just turned in, nothing happened. It seems like the setup is working well in these conditions, and the pace from the dry is translating to these current conditions. I promise these tyres are probably going to overheat or already overheating. Actually, no, to be fair, the conditions are probably damper than they look. And that was actually quite encouraging to see my tyres were not overheating, because it means I can still keep pushing. And actually through Degner 2, Wheel all over the place, makes a big mistake, and we punish and go straight through. Nope, we locked on. Turned in a bit too early. We locked on there. Not much I could have done. I was turning for the corner, but he was really tight to me, so we just locked, I feel like. I wasn't opening up the line too much or nothing, but I was going to open up the line. That was my plan, but I didn't even get to that point. If Will fights it, it tells me that he's probably thinking he can get that pen removed, so let's crack on. We saved batteries, so we now get to burn it. These two are battling behind, so I'm not going to get any respite into the chicane. Now, from this point on, we have to keep it tidy and make no mistakes. Now, I'm expecting these two to battle behind, so this might be our chance to break. That was terrible. Good exit, though. Really good exit. Spursy moves up. That was easier than what it was for me. Oh well, let's get to it.
The rain's getting worse, be very careful.
Bring it on. The more rain, the better.
Are you coping okay with this weather? We're watching the amount of standing water on the road, and for now, we think it's safe to stay with the Inter.
Okay, why has that happened then? I'm actually pulling away now. I've got the conditions down, I've got the pace down, got the battery down, and that was pretty much it. The gap went up massively to 3.3 seconds to Spezzi, and Will also Neot further behind, 15 seconds to 2B and P5. And overall, I think deserving winner today. Not a single warning, great pace in the dry, even better pace in the wet. Narrowly missed out on pole, which would have been an extra point, which is a real shame. But other than that, a perfect race, really. Strategy on point. We got lucky with the tyres. We had nearly 20% more tyre wear than Will when we boxed for the Inters. But either way, we're going to win again. Beautiful, beautiful. And we lead the championship again. Simply lovely. Shout out to Will and Xander for the assist on that one, if they're watching. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. What a performance, a masterclass in the race. I'm going to give myself all the props in that one, because we were super quick, and genuinely the quickest I've been in such a freaking long time. Even quicker than Silverstone. Like, we were fast in the dry, quick in the wet. We were opening a gap, and I was so close to dropping those guys, even in the dry with DRS. Genuinely, the wet conditions kind of showed the pace we had, regardless of setup. It was perfect. What a performance. And yeah, we get the win. Our second win of the season after Silverstone. Funny enough, both races were dry to wet rounds with changeable conditions, but this time we weren't quite able to get pole, so we didn't get the extra point. Either way, we are going to reclaim the championship lead with the standings now on screen, so you guys can check that out. And yeah, I'm not sure what the gap is going to be to P2. Of course, Spezzi, I believe, finished second, so he's going to be still right up there. Will, with the penalty, will also finish, I believe, P4 or P3, so not too much damage. The main guys will still be up there, but the main thing is Menno de Beva, who was the leader heading into this, didn't finish in the points, so I think he's going to drop down. I think we're going to have some breathing room, but not a lot. Either way, it gets us back into P1, it gets us back in the mix, and yeah, we go again next time, guys, looking to hopefully extend our championship lead. Either way, if you enjoyed that, if you enjoyed the win, smash the like button. Let's try and smash over 1,000 likes. Subscribe for more league racing content. Comment down below your thoughts, and again, I stream these every Thursday on my Twitch. Link down below, guys, in the description. Go check it out. Also, my Discord is there as well, so guys, join the community and you'll be notified when new content goes live, whether that's videos, streams, or TikToks. So go check that out and join the community. But yeah, cheers for watching. A massive shout out to my channel members. Check out the 2 videos on the screen for more. And yeah, guys, have a good one. Take care, and let's go back from me. Ciao, ciao. Grazie.